Good morning, boys and girls. Today is Wednesday, April 29th, 2020. It is going to be an absolutely beautiful day, so let's get our grammar and phonics done and we can go outside. Okay, today we're going to work on page 132 in our reader's notebook. This is our grammar and it has to do with complex sentences. Now, this is a little tricky, so listen to the directions and then we'll go through it together, okay? All right, so an independent clause is a simple sentence and tells a complete thought. So, I like to ride my bike. It's a complete thought. It has a subject and a verb. So, the bike and the verb. Okay, I like to ride my bike. A dependent clause is like we work on with Wilson. It has a subject and a verb, but it doesn't tell a complete thought. So if I say, my blue bike, you're going to say, Mrs. Stroud, what about your blue bike, right? So a complex sentence is formed by combining one independent clause and one or more dependent clauses. So let's take a look. This is an example. Although the boat needed a repair. Is that a sentence? No. And then we went sailing. Well, that we went sailing, that is a sentence, but it's not very complex, right? So let's look at this. Although the boat needed a repair, we went sailing. So here's our thinking question. Which part of the sentence tells a complete thought? And which part cannot stand alone, meaning it's not a sentence? Okay, it's just a phrase or a clause. So let's take a look. Write complex if the sentence has an independent clause and one or more dependent clauses, and write dependent clause if the sentence does not tell a complete thought. Okay, so let's take a look. When the boat's rope broke, the boys worked quickly to fix it. Does that make sense? Is it a sentence? Is it complex? Okay, number 2. Jen retied the ropes since she was good with knots. Is that a sentence? Okay, number 3. While the captain carefully watched her. Is that a sentence? Should we write complex or dependent on that one? And number 4. Everyone relaxed when they arrived at the dock. Does that tell me a complete thought? All righty. That is page 132. That's your grammar for today. Let's go over to page 136. And this is our cumulative review. It's page 136 in our reader's notebook. It's our phonics for today. So let's take a look at our words. It says read each sentence, choose the missing word from the box, and then write the word. Okay, we're looking at prefixes. And let's look at our prefixes. Bi-monthly, bi means 2, so that means 2 times a month. Re-elected. Well, we know what it is to elect someone to an office, or when we choose a president. So re-elected means means again. So we elected the person again. Revisit. Visit is to go somewhere and be there. Revisit is to go again. Preheat. So we know what it is to heat something up. Pre means before. So we're going to heat it up before. Unequal. We know what equal means. It means two things are the same or the same amount. Unequal means not the same. Unfriendly. Well, if you're friendly with someone, if you're unfriendly, it means you're not friendly. And rebuild. If you build something and you rebuild it, that means you do it again. You build it again. And unknown. If we know something and it's unknown, it's not known. Okay, let's take a look at our sentences here. Number 1. I had so much fun at the park that I hope we blank it again next summer. So what will we do at the park? Let's take a look. Bi-monthly, re-elected, revisit, preheat, unequal, unfriendly, rebuild, unknown. Okay, if you said revisit, you are correct. So put the word revisit in there and remember to spell it correctly because it's right there. Okay, that's your given for today. Let's go to number 2. I asked Uncle Raymond to pour more water into my glass because the amounts in the 2 glasses were blank. Okay, so there's 2 glasses of water and they are what? Bi-monthly, re-elected, revisit, preheat, unequal, unfriendly, rebuild, unknown. Okay, number 3. Be sure to blank the oven before you put the biscuits in to bake. So what do we need to do to an oven? Let's take a look. Bi-monthly, re-elected, revisit, preheat, unequal, unfriendly, rebuild, unknown. Alrighty, number 4. The mayor was blank for a second term after all the votes were counted. So, what do we do? How do we get a mayor in our city? Let's take a look. Bi-monthly, re-elected, revisit, preheat, unequal, unfriendly, rebuild, unknown. And number 5, the blank school newspaper comes out on the 1st and the 15th of the month. So if it comes out on the 1st and the 15th, it comes out 2 times a month. Let's take a look. Bi-monthly, re-elected, revisit, preheat, unequal, unfriendly, rebuild, unknown. Okay, number 6. The blank store clerk did not look up when I said hello. That isn't a very good response, is it? Let's take a look. How would this store clerk be acting? Bi-monthly, re-elected, revisit, preheat, unequal, unfriendly, rebuild, unknown. And number 7, there was no card on the flowers that were sent by an blank person. Okay, if there was no card on the flowers, how would we know who sent them? Sent by an blank person. Let's take a look. Bi-monthly, re-elected, revisit, preheat, unequal, unfriendly, rebuild, unknown. And finally, number 8. The carpenter had to blank the wobbly bookshelves. They're wobbly. We don't want them to be wobbly. All our books would fall, right? So let's take a look. What did the carpenter have to do? Bi-monthly, re-elected, revisit, preheat, unequal, unfriendly, rebuild, unknown. Alrighty, boys and girls, that's our phonics page for today. Please remember, if you are not sure of an answer, leave it blank. Go back and see what's left over after you know the other ones. And as always, reread your sentences to make sure they make sense. And make sure you spelled all of your words correctly. They're right up here. Make sure that you didn't make a mistake, okay? Go back through and look them over. Alrighty. As always, I miss all of you, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye.